Welcome to Butterflies of Wisdom, everyone. It's a Thursday, and I have Helya with me online, and I am going to let her explain what she does.
Great. Thank you so much for having me. I am the founder and CEO of Slick Chicks, and Slick Chicks is an adaptable underwear line that allows women to change their undergarments independently or a little more conveniently. Our mission really is to just empower women who have problems with mobility and just require additional assistance to really just get in and out of, something that we could take for granted every day, which is our underwear. So that's been our biggest mission, is really just to give women that dignity back and make them, feel good while looking good.
So you do work with the disabled?
I do, yeah. Actually, I am currently working with a really great woman by the name of Danielle Shapehook. She's kind of mentoring me. She's a disability rights advocate, and she's also a licensed psychologist who's been wheelchair dependent since childhood. So myself as an able-bodied woman, I thought it would be great to bring somebody on board who really knows what it's like and can really help me refine the product and the messaging, because really we're trying to be inclusive in our company, and by also not being exclusive. I don't know if that makes any sense, but we want to include.
That makes sense. That makes sense to me because I have cerebral palsy. So yeah, me getting dressed a bit more is a challenge.
Yeah,
so that makes sense to me.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear you say that, because, just speaking to women who may be wheelchair users or who, have a physical disability, or say they're, in and out of the hospital, like my sister-in-law who's had cancer since she was a child, these women want to find a product that, any woman can wear. It doesn't have to be targeted and making them feel like pigeonholed into one product. I think we all deserve to feel good, and I think fashion and function can combine to make, aesthetically pleasing, beautiful products. And that's kind of like what we're aiming to do. And I'm really fortunate to have met Danielle and, our disability rights advocates who can say, hey, this is what we want, this is why we want it, and we just want to feel, like everyone else, and it's their right. And I think that it's exciting space to be in for me, and I'm just really, really hoping that we can get the message out there. So, which has been a challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, when you're dealing with the disabled or able-bodied woman, getting the challenge, getting the message out is such a challenge. Let me tell you. I mean, finding undergarments that actually work with the disability, God, that's a challenge and a half too. So, are you doing every aspect under the sun, or are you just solely focused on the adult women?
So I went to school for design, and I have more of a creative background than I would say business, although I've kind of had to really jump into the business side of things. But yeah, I do myself as the founder and the CEO of the company. I also design the products. So right now I am overseeing the production, the design for, primarily women's products, but we are doing a little bit of product development and also for men, because it goes both ways. There's men also have issues, but yeah. So to go back to your question, I do oversee the design of it. I think it's important for me to know every aspect of the business, and it's also fun for me. And I think it's for any designer to actually try to solve a problem in fashion or in design by innovating or, using technology. I think it's exciting. And it's also, as a startup, we're able to take a little bit more risks than I would say like larger corporations. So I'm just hoping by us doing this and really trying to be inclusive that, other companies kind of follow suit. That's the hope.
Follow suit. Well, you're the first one I've heard of doing this, quite frankly. And
Amazing.
I think a lot of companies should be following suit. That's coming out of soon-to-be journalism students' mouth. And with cerebral palsy, all my fan base knows I have cerebral palsy. So anything that could help me could help all the rest of the disabled.
Oh,
don't get
absolutely.
me started.
No, I agree with you.
On my soapbox.
Oh, please go ahead. I hear it from friends of mine who also have physical disabilities, and the stats are, they're incredible to know that, 1 in 5 Americans, we're not even talking globally yet, which is something like 50 plus million Americans, and they have a disability of some sort, yet they're having the hardest time because the market's not catering to them. And, when I first started out, I would just go into Google and type in, clothing for disabled, or, clothing for someone in a wheelchair. And I was just astonished to see what was popping up and how little there was. And if there was something, it just wasn't. It wasn't made or suitable for everyone. It just, some things were not very attractive. Some things hadn't been changed in decades. So with the market, this big, I think that this industry definitely needs a facelift. I think that there needs to be more opportunities, more inclusion, better advertising, better content to tap into that market. And also, I think that we don't realize that, people with a disability are the largest minority in the U.S. I mean, larger than race, larger than religion, ethnicity, and it's still, like I said, there's still a void in the market. So that's really one of our
don't get me started.
Yeah. So it's one of the
started.
Yeah. It's a big motivator for us, and I'm so thankful to have people on my team that firsthand know what it's like and really kind of help me focus on how to include people with disabilities in our brand and really just try to tap into that demographic the way that I don't see any other brands, especially a lingerie brand that's really doing it. So we want to bridge the gap somehow, and I think the biggest challenge for us is customer acquisition and just finding out where is everybody shopping and how can we get them to find out about, our small little brand. And I think being on a podcast and a show like yours is a great way and a great way to spread our message.
Well, I appreciate you saying it. Now, what made you come up with the concept of this lingerie line? Because you're completely able-bodied. Why would an able-bodied person want to meet the needs of a different demographic?
Great question. So it kind of came about not the conventional way. So when I first launched the product, completely did not realize that it would even be in fact impactful, or would it change anyone's life. I never thought that. I just originally thought of the concept out of pure necessity. I wanted a quick change. I wanted a fresh pair of underwear. We're headquartered in New York City, so I was just running around the city and just wanted to feel really that I had a fresh pair of underwear, and that, most women encounter those kind of situations. I don't care who you are. Every woman's had an underwear mishap. And that's when the initial concept really came to me, that this would be purely for convenience. But it wasn't until I started receiving messages after I'd made prototypes and tested the product, and a few women who were able to, test the product for me were wheelchair users. and they actually were thanking me for making life a little bit easier for them. And that's when it hit me. And that's kind of when I had that moment where it was more of like an emotional moment for me. Like, oh my God, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And it made me feel some type of way that, I've never, I went to school for fashion. I worked in so many different design houses and worked for Bergdorf Goodman, and I never felt fulfilled in those jobs, and I didn't know like what I needed to do. I was like in a position in my life where, I was almost 30 years old at that point years ago, and I had no idea. So I think all of this kind of led me to where I am today, and just appreciating life and realizing that we all deserve the same opportunities. And I think that begins with feeling good about yourself and feeling confident, which is something that all women should feel. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your situation is. You deserve to feel good about yourself. And that's really what led me to kind of pivot and change our messaging. That being said, it can still be a product for a woman who is active, who is able-bodied, who is pregnant, who is post-op, and who has a physical disability. I mean, it's really, we're not like excluding any markets, and some people can say, I mean, you're mass market, you're trying to cater to everyone, but we're really just trying to help as many women as possible. That's the end goal. And with our mission really being, how can we empower you to go out and face life's daily challenges, like your underwear should not, and that's kind of like our tagline, but we say like your underwear shouldn't be one of those challenges, that should be the last thing. So really, so it didn't start out the way that anyone would probably think, but it started out of me needing a product and ended up being for those who actually really did need the product.
So you did it for selfish reasons, and your selfish reasons have turned into mass appeal here. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, just coming from the world of design, it was like something I wanted to do for myself initially, and then everyone said, this isn't going to work. Like, why would women need to change their underwear this way? And, a lot of that was from close friends and family. So there was a lot of barriers and challenges and obstacles in my way. But once I helped a few women that actually appreciated the product and needed and it impacted them, that's kind of where I switched gears and put my focus on that.
So basically, how does this product work?
Sure. So we are a patent-pending product. It's a really super soft nylon spandex fabric, and on either side of the waistband are easy, really, to just remove side fasteners. So if you're a woman, say you're on the go, if you need to change in a discrete area, or if you have a caretaker or an aide, you can easily just take them off on either side of the waistband without really, you can be sitting, you could be standing in a bathroom stall, you could be on a hospital bed, it could be, after you've had a C-section like my sister did. She underwent 2 C-sections and she could not move for I want to say almost 6 weeks. So we make it really convenient and easy for you to just unhook them on either side and pull them off. It's really the basic idea was, what have women been doing for decades? And that's been unhooking their bra fasteners. So it was like, okay, that's not a foreign concept for most women. So we took that and put it on our underwear, and it's worked.
Now, what if you have fine motor challenges?
So right now we're working on ways to really develop a product if you have those, if you don't have mobility in your hands. So I've been working with a little bit with Velcro, though I have to be honest, I don't love it. And I also don't think over time it really works. I've worked with like magnets, but right now we're working on developing new products, and that's going to be a challenge for us, but I don't think it's a challenge that we can't overcome. But I would say for now, it would be more of a product for people if they are going to use the product on their own. I would say they would need to have mobility in their hands, and if they don't, and if they have an aid, they can still use the product. But yeah, I mean that is something that we're working through, is for those people that do have no mobility in their fingers, because you would have to access the hook and eyes, and that can be a challenge.
Yeah.
So that's something we're working through.
I was going to say, and a lot of people who are self-confident enough don't want their aid in the bathroom helping them if they can get away with it.
No, absolutely.
And so,
no, of course.
at least I don't. So if they can get away with it, so that's why I asked that question. For people with fine motor challenges, are you working that out?
Absolutely. I think as a startup, you should, change is always good. And I think what's great about having people who, are physically disabled on my team allows me to work through those challenges. And, for example, Danielle, she has mobility in her hands, but some of her clients don't. So we're able to work through, okay, this can work, this doesn't. So as a startup, we're still working through those challenges. We're still really early on and still a young company. But to me, that's exciting, is to try to solve that problem. And that's something we're definitely on the forefront, and that's definitely like a top priority. So I'm glad you asked.
Well, I am super glad to have you and support you on this incredible journey. It sounds incredible to me. And
thank you.
So where can people find you, and where can people find your products on?
Yeah, absolutely. So if anyone is on Instagram, our handle is @SlickChicksOnline. That's @SlickChicksOnline. On Twitter, we're @SlickChicksNYC. On Facebook, we're @SlickChicksOnline. Or you could just simply go to our website, which is www.slickchicksonline.com. And we have all of our social media handles at the bottom. And for anyone who wants to place an order, we'll give them 20% off their first order with a discount code HAPPYCHICK. That's CHICK. And we also offer free shipping in the U.S. So if anything, I'd love for people just to check out our website, just to learn more about me and the company. And also just shoot us an email, info@slickchicksonline.com. I'm always available to answer any questions.
And are you working on any other, let's say, nightgowns, or are you just focused on the undergarments for right now?
Oh, gosh, we have so much in the works. I want to do, and we are working with developing sports bras and tops, clothing. Really, the sky's the limit. I think any kind of apparel is kind of really our goal is to be like an all-in-one direct source for women and eventually for men too, because men also need to feel empowered, not just women. And we definitely, I think, as we grow as a company and as our brand expands and the word gets out there and we're able to focus and use our resources for that, absolutely, we'll be expanding all of our styles and our collection and really encompass that and be the one-stop shop, hopefully, for all things intimate apparel and sleepwear and clothing.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I will definitely be following your journey, and my team will definitely be following your journey. When I say team, all my listeners will be following your journey as well. And so what can we do to help you?
Thank you again for saying that. I think that really means a lot to me, to hear you say that. And I think the biggest thing for me is just awareness. I think more and more people just need to become aware of the fact that things need to change and that fashion needs to change and needs to shift. And we definitely want to, and I think we are taking on the challenge, but I think other designers should be taking on that challenge. And I think we all should just be talking about it and having more conversations about inclusive fashion and inclusivity in general. I think once people start talking about it and, becoming more aware, like myself, I wasn't aware until, I really received messages from women who were asking for the product and saying how it was helping them. So I think just like talking to each other and just being advocates, I think that's the best way. And for us, it's like, a lot of our customers are from word of mouth and one person telling the other person. And, we try to engage on social media as much as we can. So if we're doing anything, you can always see what we're doing and what we're up to and reach out to us. And, what we're doing now specifically is we're doing ambassadors for our brand. And it's really, and anyone can be an ambassador basically. But really it's just tell us what you're doing. How are you empowering others? And if we love your story, which I'm sure we will, we ask that you talk about our products. In exchange, we send you merchandise and discount codes, and we feature you on social media and any kind of PR and press that we do, obviously with your consent. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we're rolling out as like an ambassador program, because we want women loving our products and talking about it and feeling good about it, and also feeling like they're part of our team and in a way that they're like helping us build this company. So that's kind of the biggest thing. And there's more about that on our website too. So anyone that goes online, they can check it out under Ambassador at the very, I think it's at the footer of our website. But yeah, that's kind of like the big thing that we're doing. We're still grassroots approach on as of now, but as we grow, we just hope that, we maintain brand loyalty and we, our customers are number one. Their voice matters. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just sharing the message about our brand and our mission. That's the biggest way to help us.
So you want people to share your message about your brand and about the mission of inclusion.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if more people talk about it, and not just my brand, but in general, hopefully other companies, I think a lot of bigger companies are not as risk averse, but like there's so many brands popping up here and there, and like fashion is changing, and I think it's exciting that it is. I just think it needs to happen across the board. And I think one day we'll see that it is established amongst these larger companies and bigger brands. So it's exciting, but it also companies do need to recognize that they need to provide that and cater to people with disabilities. And I think spreading the message, like word of mouth and what we're doing, is a slow process, but for us, it's all about just our customers at this point right now.
Well, what you're doing is amazing. And as I said, I will be behind you, and I'm sure all my listeners will be behind you. And yeah, keep us in the loop of what's going on so we can do a follow-up with you. And I'm serious when I say that. But before I let you go, I'm going to let you play host and ask me 2 to 3 questions about anything.
Amazing. Oh, wow. This is exciting. Okay. So I guess what I want to know about you is maybe where do you buy your clothes? Number one. Where do you go shopping? Do you shop online? Like, what's your favorite website?
Online is my weakness because I'm based out of Aspen, Colorado. So therefore, people that live in Aspen, because we don't have access to very many shopping malls unless we get involved, we end up shopping online. Amazon, Zappos, you name it, I end up shopping there, or I get someone to do it for me. But when I am in a big city, of course, I like going to these places that you can easily find in big cities and going shopping there too. But online is my weakness. I think we all do online now, even if we're in these big cities, because it's easier.
Agreed. And I'm actually really glad to hear you say Amazon, because we realized Amazon had such a bigger reach, and so we are launching an exclusives program with them, which is rolling out in the next, I want to say, week or two.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you. So I'm happy to hear you say that. And so now I know that, you'll be shopping on Amazon, so you can find us there.
Yes.
My second question is, how did you start this podcast? Like, what made you decide to do this? And I think it's great, by the way, and it's a great platform. I commend you.
Thank you. I self-published a book via Amazon Create Space. After that book came out, that book hit number one. Not only were my friends, my family buying it, but my fan base bought it. So then people started asking curiosity killed the cat questions, which I knew if I put my story out there, they would. How do you do all this amazing stuff while managing disability of cerebral palsy? And I thought, well, that's the curiosity killed the cat question that I would like to answer. But then I thought, well, if I put myself out there and explain I am cerebral palsy and do all that jazz, people will tune me out and turn me off. So then I thought, well, why not bring other people on that I want to talk to and then fuse my story with it. And so that's how my podcast began.
That's incredible. Well, you should be really proud of yourself, just for the fact that you're inspiring so many people, whether they're disabled or able-bodied. I know you're inspiring me, so I think what you're doing is incredible, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Well, thank you for saying that. I try to inspire people the best I can, but I think you and I working together in an industry that's very, how do you say that, hush. They like to pushing under the rug. To be honest with you, I think we will make a very powerful combination, and I know your company will also make a huge impact.
Well, you know what? I couldn't agree with you more. I'm so happy that we can be on the same team and really just I think more than anything, people are just it could be a combination of ignorance and some other traits, who knows, but I think the more that we talk about it and the more that we get it out there, and even bring more media attention to that, will build the effort, for people with disabilities to really have a voice and get out there. So I'm excited because I know that there are people like you that are out there that are really like paving the way, and I'm excited to be helping. And having this platform is incredible to do so. And I probably could have a million questions for you, but then I don't know if your fans would love that. But those are the two, and I'm really excited that I was able to.
You can ask me one more if you can ask me one more if you want.
Okay, so is there a mentor for you, or is there someone that played a role in your life that made you decide to really push forward and do what you wanted to do?
Well, I have someone coming on my podcast tomorrow who's a New York Times bestselling author who wrote a book called The Milkha Mindset. And as my fan base knows by now, I'm not giving who it is away yet, but I have hinted at it, and I think I gave it away in past episodes. But as my fan base knows by now, my key thing is mind over matter. I don't want people to have a pity party for the disabled and get back to your company. I don't want people to have a pity party for the disabled just because they may screw up every once in a while and have a small accident in their underwear and or do something incredibly stupid with their undergarments. I mean, we all do. And so getting back to the mentor thing, I have a lot of people that keep me going and inspire me, but all in all, I am inspiring myself here because I want to keep the open doors of communication about the disabled.
It's incredible. Well, I'm sure you're so excited for tomorrow's podcast. I know I would be.
Yeah,
I am.
I am.
Amazing.
And I am so excited to interview this particular person because I've been watching this particular person and I didn't think she would say yes to little me. I mean, this person is a New York Times bestselling author and a huge weight loss industry person, and now she's wrote a book about her son and his traumatic brain injury, and I just think keeping the doors open about open communication about the disabled, whether it be brain injuries or physical disabilities, is a wonderful thing, and I think we all need to do it.
I couldn't agree more. Well, you're definitely leading the way for a lot of people. So
thank you.
Yeah, and I commend you on that. And,
thank you for
saying that.
Yeah,
of course. And thank you for speaking with me.
And I hope you guys enjoyed another fabulous episode. Again, we'll have Helya's information in the show notes. How you guys get show notes is if you just click on the cover artwork in a podcasting app, whether it be Stitcher, Google Plus, iTunes, it will automatically flip over to Helya's information. And then go support Helya and the work she's doing. God knows I will. And I will keep you guys updated on her progress of this company. Again, this podcast is sponsored by Kitter, K-I-T-T-E-R. That's how I found Helya through Kelly and Collins. And so Kitter is a Twitter desktop app. You guys can post tweets and then they put the hashtags in for you. And then this podcast is also sponsored by Grace by Grit. Grace by Grit is a clothing line out of California, And Race by Grit is giving you guys 20% off. That's in the show notes as well. And I just hope you enjoyed Haley's conversation. And as I said, I will keep you guys updated on Haley's progress of the company. And if she comes up with any new ideas, of course, I'll be the first one to keep you guys updated. And I appreciate Haley's time, and I hope you guys enjoyed another fabulous episode. Thanks to you guys.